Hello, this presentation is one of a series of nuggets mined from Polk County history. It is brought to you by the Polk County Historical Society. These short historical vignettes are prepared from material in the Society's library, which is housed at the Polk County Museum, which is on the south side of the Polk County Fairgrounds. Our presenter is Polk County historian, author, and longtime Historical Society member, Scott MacArthur.
You know, one of the most interesting citizens in Polk County in the early days was a fellow by the name of William C. Brown. He lived over in Dallas, and everybody knew him by the name of Uncle Billy Brown. He had sparkling eyes, a full white beard, and he looked a little bit like Santa Claus. And he always wore a brown derby and wrinkled cowhide boots. Now, Billy Brown farmed out in the Salt Creek area. He owned the biggest hop yard in the Willamette Valley, and he was generous to a fault. When they built the new church in Dallas, Billy Brown was the largest contributor. But he was seldom, if ever, seen at church. Each Thanksgiving, he drove his buggy around Dallas and gave a turkey to all the widows and the poor folks in town. At Christmas, he brought them all a 50-pound sack of flour, 20 pounds of sugar, and candy, and oranges for the kids. We have over 50,000 photographs in the Polk County Historical Society Museum. We are going to show 3 of them here today as a part of this presentation. They are, number 1, a photo of the old-timers who attended one of Billy Brown's annual dinners. 2, a portrait of Uncle Billy Brown. 3, a picture of the courthouse lawn at Dallas on October 26, 1902, just before Billy Brown's nickel throw was begun. The best story about Billy Brown was told by a fellow by the name of Harold W. Weaver, and the story is in the history files of the Polk County Historical Society. In 1902, the Itemizer Observer newspaper, it was the Itemizer in those days, the Itemizer newspaper printed an announcement that Uncle Billy was going to have a nickel throw. That's what they called a nickel throw. Harold Weaver said he was a kid at the time and that he and his grandfather met up with Uncle Billy at the county judge's office in the courthouse. And Uncle Billy said he was going to hold on to his hop harvest this year, and he was going to hang on to it. If the price held above 25 cents a pound, he was going to sell it at that price, and he was going to host a nickel throw. That meant that every child in the county between the ages of 5 and 15 would be invited to the courthouse lawn, and buckets full of nickels would be thrown out to be gathered by all kids between the ages of 5 and 15 who wanted to participate. Well, the price of hops held, and in October of 1902, Billy Brown published a notice in the Itemizer, and it said this: "Come to the nickel throw, all boys and girls between 5 and 15. Be on hand at the courthouse lawn on Saturday, October 26th. Fun and money guaranteed." Well, the morning of October 26, 1902, the downtown was packed. Parking space was at a premium. One commentator suggested it was the biggest crowd that Dallas had seen since the troops returned home at the end of the Spanish-American War. And the Ladies' Aid Society set up a coffee and sandwich stand. The Dallas Town Band was present and played "Wait Till the Sun Shines, Nellie." And Billy and 2 of his hired hands drew up in a wagon and offloaded 2 heavy sacks. The courthouse lawn was divided by a cement walkway into 2 different sections. So Billy and his buddies separated the boys into girls, 1 on each side. And a man with a scoop shovel was placed at each corner. And atop each pack of nickels was a gold $5 piece. Billy addressed the crowds. "Folks, and especially you children, I'm having as much fun as you are. The good Lord has been kind to me. This is my way of spreading it around a little bit. When we scatter these nickels around, get after them. If you ain't lucky, come around and see me afterwards. Nobody is going to go home busted." He signaled his men. They scooped up the 2,000 nickels and threw them out into the lawn. Everybody was grabbing and reaching for coins. Young Weaver described it as a crowd of rat terriers in a gopher hole. In a matter of minutes, the lawn was torn up. Weaver said it looked like it had been run over with a harrow. And when the scramble ended, Weaver the kid himself had 17 nickels. And he said that for about a week or so afterwards, youngsters were out scavenging the lawn looking for nickels that maybe somebody had overlooked.